How's everybody doing? You know, I made a mistake. I did a video that I had already done, which was Sagittarius and Aquarius. And I swore to life that I had put it in my log, and my team usually checks to see that it's done. But I must have, in my one of my drunken, stupors or weed stupors, whatever you want to call it, I must have forgotten or I must have hallucinated and thought that I saw it. It was, it wasn't. So I'm not doing a part two. And it's still relevant though. Remember, 25 minutes is the average span that I think that people can tolerate watching something for that long. But I can do 2 hours about compatibility or incompatibility of signs instead of 25 minutes. So those 25 minutes is an extra, okay? But I won't be doing a part two. And I'm not going to do a part two of this combination, which is Leo with Leo, which is why I'm dressed in this regalia because, Leo is the royal colors and the regalness. So this is, very Leo. So, what can I say? Would this, let me see if I can adjust the light here. I always think I don't have enough light. I don't think I have enough light. Okay? No, I've been out of the blue, out of the weather, as you know, but I think I'm getting much better. I recover very quickly. And I drink wine with my food. I've always drank wine with my food since I was a kid. So that's the only real alcohol that I'm doing. Maybe I have one hardcore little bit in the day, but that's it. That's it. That's a big deal for me, for a man who drinks all his life. Okay. Today we're going to talk about Leo. Royal Leo. Legal Leo. And we're going to begin, of course, with the basics. It is the sun. The sun that illuminates our solar system. Without that Leo sun, there's no life. There's no life. How could there be with no sun? Even the moon, which is responsible for the growth of the plants in our planet, cannot really do its job without the reflected light of the sun. Because remember, the moon has no light of its own. The only light that the moon has is that of the sun. Leo! So you see, we cannot do without Leo. Where can we be without Leo? Without that sun to illuminate all of the other planets and bring them in glory in our solar system? None. So when we have two suns, we don't know what that's about psychologically. I mean, yeah, we do, but at the same time, we don't. I myself personally know many combinations of Leo. And unfortunately, they don't work out. They don't work out. It's complex. And many Leos tell me that because the man Leo shares the same psychology as the woman Leo, it cannot work. In actual practice, though, I gotta tell you, that's not the case. That's not the case. When you have two Leos together, oh my God, it can be so beautiful. It is beautiful. At the beginning, out of the man and the woman, whom do you think will be the one to mess it up? Well, let me tell you, I can't speak enough about the Leo woman. The Leo woman, like the Scorpio woman, those are my hearts. But these are complicated women, with Libra coming a close third. I gotta tell you, it is quite a quandary. Let me tell you what the problem would be. The man will fuck it up. He will fuck it up. The problem with the Leo woman is that she is so self-involved that she doesn't see how her own self-involvement can affect others around her. She doesn't see the psychology of other people unless she's forced to do so. Otherwise, she stands poised within the sun, all by herself, with her own thoughts in mind. And with that, be as beautiful and as charming, just being herself, the greatest healing that a woman can do in respect to a man is that woman being herself. Because that is the virtue that a woman can offer that will elevate not just mankind. That elevation will not come through man, it will come through the woman, elevating the species. And the Leo woman is excellent at that. It is because of the Leo woman that we have the impulse and urge to congregate, to build, to interact, and to share the beauty that we have as individuals towards others. We share our own universe from within with another partner, and we can bring life and we can bring beauty and blessings to that individual just by us being ourselves, being regal, beautiful, gregarious, maybe a little over dramatic or melodramatic, but it doesn't really hurt anybody. It uplifts. The problem with the Leo man, see, the Leo man is not quite like that. The Leo man loves drama. He loves drama. And if he doesn't have drama of his own, he'll create the drama. Just to give himself an audience. He'll lay back like the king and create shit. You know what the saying goes, don't start none, won't be none. Now with a Leo, the motto for the Leo man is let's start something so we can be seen. Start something and I'm going to give you something. You know, and the Leo man, he loves to be able to be in the opportunity to flex his fur. You know, and wiggle his tail and roar and take out those fangs. Understand. In order to understand the psychological nature of the Leo man, we have to go back and talk about the psychology of the lion. Now, I spoke plenty about the psychology of a woman and the female lion, right? I really didn't go that deep when it comes to the human male. What did I tell you the lion likes to do? He likes to sleep, eat, and fuck. Pardon the French. That's what he likes to do. And the female lion does everything else. And when she's out rearing the cubs, the lion, rearing the cubs and supervising them and even playing with them, the male lion is nowhere to be seen. He's on top of some ridge or some, now I'm not going to say a mountain, I'm going to say a ridge or a hilltop. And from above, he's watching the lions and the cubs, you know, the community, doing what they do. The male lion doesn't interact with the pride. Just talk to any zoologist. The male lion does, the only social interaction that the male lion does is when he's about to mate or they're about to eat. Remember, the female lion is the one that goes out and hunts. She hunts the kill, brings the kill to the pride, and then the lion is the one that decides who gets to eat first. Remember, I talked about it in my Leo videos. That's the only social interaction that the male lion does. The prime, the alpha. because we're talking about the alpha, because the other male lions, and they're the ones who are socializing with the other females, and then the cubs are in between doing their thing. It's a community. My point is that the male Leo is no different. I know many Leo men. When I go into their homes, you can tell that the man is a Leo. He is like the king of his castle. But he doesn't do the work. Not that he can't. It's just that he feels almost like it's a birthright, a divine birthright. No, I'm gonna sit down. Hi, baby. How you doing? You miss me? Oh, you brought this for me? You did this for me? Oh, thank you. Oh, great. Can I get this? Can you get this for me? Oh, you brought me this? Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, I love it. Can I get a shirt that's blue and green and the cuffling that goes with it? Oh, boy. Thank you. You know, he's like a little boy. You know, you want to shower him with gifts, and you don't want him to want for anything. He's the king. You bow to him. And there are many women that are, and a few gents, that are willing to bow for the Leo man. Bend over backwards. And the woman will love to do it. It's not that the woman does it begrudgingly. She loves doing it for him. It's almost an aphrodisiac for a woman to assist a man like that. I don't really know what it is about Leo men, but they carry with them an inner sun. And they're not they're gregarious and regal without doing anything. They can be just simple. They could be just like this. Sit. They're very quiet. They sit. Something very dignified, a very dignified stance about them, with their beauty just shining, just the sun just shining through. You know, it's absolutely divine. He is the glass menagerie, the ultimate glass menagerie that Tennessee Williams speaks on with his Pulitzer play. Okay? So the glass menagerie. So to keep this man happy psychologically, as a woman Leo, or any other type of woman, is that you have to shower this man with attention, praise, but you have to mean it. It has to be genuine. Not too much. Well, not too much is never not too much. He loves all kinds of praises if it comes from the heart. Remember, Leo rules the heart. It has to come from the heart, you know. And he becomes a beacon of positive energy flow. Now, that's important to distinguish, because you got people that have positive energy and you have people that have positive energy flow. The Leo man, when he's quiet or when he's still, that's when he's the most powerful. When he says very little, that's when he's most menacing, at least in the eyes of other people. If a Leo man ignores you or treats you less than dignified, then you've done something really bad to fuck up the trust of this man. But then again, the Leo man, you have to understand, he loves drama, and he's dramatic, and he'll toy with people's lives, especially if we're dealing with the lower nature, and create all kinds of drama where there should not be any, just to give himself attention, just to give himself an audience to watch the drama, where he is the star of the drama. Remember, the opposite polarity of Leo is Aquarius, the group consciousness and the soul group. So the Leo man loves to have an entourage, like I mentioned in my Leo videos, part 1 and part 2. But you have to understand that in order to keep the Leo man happy, you have to manage him. You have to create itineraries for him. You just can't let him sit there because he'll do nothing. And I'm not talking about work. The Leo man has a strong work ethic. And if he finds a profession in which he strives at and is successful at, then that is a blessing. Very seldom do they find work that is really fulfilling unless they're self-employed or they're involved in the arts or creatively in some way. You're not going to see a man more content. But when it comes to his recreation, when it comes to his leisure time, he really likes to just lay around in the bed or in the couch and be there all day, if necessary, all night. And it kind of looks like he's wasting time, wasting energy. And many women can get very irritated behind that. But what the women don't understand is that if he is providing and doing everything that he's supposed to be doing, especially following and respecting the rules of engagement and connecting with the partner and having a social interaction and conversation with the spouse, then that would be fantastic, because the Leo man is very intelligent and has tremendous wisdom. Remember, Aquarius, the opposite polarity, and Aquarius is cosmic intelligence, high octave intelligence, the ruler of Uranus. So Leo man has it in him. The Leo woman, absolutely. But the Leo woman, it's difficult to see this wisdom in the Leo woman because we are so stricken by her beauty. The beauty from within and the beauty from without. And that clouds men. It makes men go crazy with the Leo woman. Men can't get enough of her. The same with the Leo man. But the Leo man is far more reserved. He's far more reserved, more conservative. He really, like a Capricorn man, he really won't engage you. And this can offend the Leo woman. This can hurt the Leo woman. The Leo woman aims to please. Where it goes wrong is that the Leo man doesn't have much care for the minutiae and the little mundane things of life. He really is concerned about relaxing, taking it easy, sitting on the top of a hill, watching the pride and being proud of his creation. Because remember, Leo rules procreation, sex, and the propagative forces of nature. So he just sits there and is very proud to see how his phallus has produced all these children. He has all these wives. I'm talking about the lion now, the animals. And the human psychology, this is expressed through social accomplishment and integration. The more the Leo man is connected to his own society and his own inner circle, the more of a king he will be and the more balanced he will be. Because out of the Leo woman and the Leo man, the one that is least balanced is the Leo man. The Leo man has to be pushed into itinerary. And then you can get the best out of him. But for some reason, when a Leo man and a Leo woman get together, there is what is called in psychology or even in psychiatry, psychological enmeshment. This can happen, or there could be a psychological depolarization because they're the same people. So they're going to mirror their own shadow, and this can happen with any combination. It doesn't have to be the same sign, but you see it more with this type of same sign combination. You also see it in the opposition of signs, like if someone is with a Scorpio and a Taurus, or a Gemini or a Sagittarius. So you see this dichotomy in the polarity of the opposite of signs, as well as the psychological enmeshment or oneness when you're dealing with the same sign combination. That's why it's very difficult to determine if this is compatible or incompatibility. It really depends on each individual astrologer and their research. For me, professionally, I would say it's incompatible, because both marriages that I have been to and have ordained have failed, and involved always two Leos. It starts out wonderful at the beginning, but then it takes a real nosedive. And the one that always precipitates it is the Leo man, unfortunately. The Leo woman hates to be ignored. And you have to pay attention to her tantrums. However silly the Leo men may think they are. And because he knows that they are, and that this is a psychological tactic of the Leo woman, guess what he does? He does nothing. Oh, please, you're overreacting. Oh, you're overthinking. You know, because that's what he does for things. So he projects that psychology onto the woman, thinking that she, because she's a Leo, thinks in the same way that he does. Guess what, Leo men out there? The psychology of the human female is 100% different than ours. And ours compared to theirs is 100% different. Even if we're dealing with same signs or compatibility or incompatibility of signs. Then there is frustration. There's frustration. And the frustration comes when the Leo woman cannot get her man under control. Okay? Under control can't happen. So what will save this relationship would be if they both shared in the same values. If they both grew up in the same neighborhood. Not always the case, because the one couple that I've actually ordained for marriage, they grew up since they were kids in the same neighborhood. And we're talking about people in their 50s, and it didn't work out. I have another woman that actually I advised her to get married, a Leo woman, to a Leo man who was in jail, in prison for murder. And I went to the jail to visit him to see if he qualified for my friend who's a Leo, and she loved it. She asked me, should I marry him? I went to jail several times to see. And I saw his sincerity. A killer. So they married. The biggest, oh my God, it almost destroyed this young woman. Terrible, terrible. He turned out to be a drama queen. Yeah, totally. And the woman took it seriously. But in his drama, he cheated on her. He humiliated her. He did all kinds of horrible things. Put other women to go to her, to taunt her. They had babies with other women. Oh, it was just horrible. In prison. Horrible. But he loves her, though. He loves her deeply, deeply. That I do know. But why did he do what he did? You know what he told me? When I went to see him again, that he was bored. He was going to probably do 10, 20 years to life for man one. And he needed to create some kind of excitement to keep his mind intact. So he played with other people's lives, emotions and feelings, just to entertain himself. And this is why Leo is considered the sign of the narcissist. Now, thankfully, and it doesn't matter the age. This couple is a young couple in the early to mid 20s, and the other couple that grew up together, they're in their 50s. And the Leo acts just like a kid in his 50s, maybe worse than the one in his 20s, also acting like he's a teenager or even a preschooler. Because you know what they say, with a Leo, or any man, whatever age he gives you that he is, you got to take away 10 years. And that's his emotional state and psychological state. Because men deep down are still kind of boys inside, So a woman has to know, and that's why it's good to date, study, observe, and test to see if this is the person that can be compatible with you. But unless it's not compatible, unless you don't pay attention to the values and ask certain questions, you're not going to know if this person is compatible with you or not. But for my case, it is incompatible. I'm not doing a part two because there isn't anything really to say other than the fact that we don't have two suns in our solar system. So, and two suns together, it's very difficult for any life of this kind that we know to exist. And that's why I believe maybe these relationships don't work out. And we're done with this segment.